So there's been so much that could have gone against them that's gone for them, and they've taken advantage of that.
But apart from Messi and this incredible shot by Alvarez, there's been nothing going forward offensively from this team. Nothing from Lautaro Martínez. We said the other day they lack pace out wide. I'm not sure. I don't think this system works either for them.
The most frightening thing about Lionel Scaloni's Argentina isn't that they always dominate you. It's that even when you outplay them, expose them, score against them, and push them to the brink of elimination, they still find a way to decide how the story ends. We've seen this happen time and time again. Saudi Arabia shocked them on the opening day of the 2022 World Cup. The Netherlands erased a 2-goal deficit and forced extra time. France scored 3 times in the World Cup final and still couldn't stop them. Colombia dragged the 2024 Copa América final into extra time after Messi limped off injured. Egypt led 2-0 in the round of 16 of the 2026 World Cup with only 11 minutes left. Switzerland pushed them to the 112th minute of the quarter-final despite playing with 10 men. None of it was enough, because Scaloni has built something far more dangerous than a team built around one system or one superstar. His Argentina can shift from a 4-3-3 to a 4-4-2, a midfield diamond, or a back three depending on the opponent. Rodrigo De Paul runs for Messi, Enzo Fernández dictates the first pass, Alexis Mac Allister links every phase, Julián Álvarez leads the press, Lautaro Martínez changes games from the bench, and when everything else fails, Emiliano Martínez keeps them alive. This is a team that lost its opening game in Qatar and still became world champions. A team that won the 2024 Copa América after Messi left the final in tears. A team now unbeaten in 12 World Cup matches and back in another semi-final after surviving 3 straight knockout battles. The remarkable part, Argentina no longer fall apart when Messi can't carry them, because Scaloni spent years building a team that can carry Messi. So how did an inexperienced coach, once mocked as someone who couldn't direct traffic, transform a broken, Messi-dependent side into the most tactically adaptable and mentally resilient team in international football? This is how Lionel Scaloni built the team nobody wants to face, and why beating Argentina now takes far more than simply playing better football.
Switzerland did everything you're supposed to do against Argentina. They soaked up the early pressure, gummed up the midfield, attacked the space behind the fullbacks, found an equaliser, and dragged the world champions into extra time. Even with 10 men, they defended their box like their lives depended on it. And for a stretch, they made Argentina look genuinely stuck. And yet, watching it, I never once believed Argentina thought they were going out. That's the thing about this team now. You can hurt them, you can expose them, you can even force the exact kind of grind they wanted to avoid, but making Argentina uncomfortable and actually beating them have become 2 very different jobs. Scaloni kept the same 11 that had just clawed back against Egypt: Martinez, Molina, Romero, Lisandro Martinez, Tagliafico, Paredes anchoring De Paul, Enzo and Mac Allister, with Messi floating around Alvarez up top. Murat Yakin's plan wasn't complicated, just smart. Don't chase Argentina all over the pitch, stay compact centrally, block the lane into Messi, and pounce on the space Argentina's fullbacks leave behind when they push on. Xhaka held the fort, Freuler and So squeezed the 8s, and the whole unit shifted together rather than letting Mac Allister or De Paul turn freely in the half spaces. That mattered because Argentina's whole game plan runs on tiny triangles. Centre back to Paredes or Enzo, draw a man, release the third runner into the gap. Switzerland squeezed the distances and tried to strangle that sequence at birth. Argentina still scored first. 10th minute, Messi corner, Mac Allister, not exactly the aerial threat you'd circle on the team sheet, arriving in the one patch of grass Switzerland forgot to guard. Messi's 10th World Cup assist, and a goal that told you everything about how this team creates without needing to dominate for an hour first. But the lead exposed the same crack that's followed Argentina through this tournament. push the fullbacks on, lose the ball, and suddenly Embolo's power and Endoi's pace are running at a stretched backline. Romero and Lisandro had more ground to cover than Scaloni would like. Switzerland weren't just surviving, they knew exactly where the bruise was, and in the 67th minute, they hit it. Endoi in, 1-1. For a spell, Argentina actually looked rattled. Xhaka nearly made them pay with a near-post rocket that Emiliano Martínez had to deal with. And this is where you remember his value isn't just shootouts. His saves buy the outfield players time to reset without spiraling. Then, minute 72, everything shifted. Embolo, already booked, went down under minimal contact, VAR got involved, and he was off, second yellow. Controversial, sure, Yakin wasn't happy, but tactically, the game had changed. Switzerland now had to survive the rest of normal time, plus all of extra time, a man short. Here's the part that should humble anyone calling this Argentina flawless. Numbers up, territory dominated, they still couldn't find the goal. Switzerland just got narrower, packed bodies around Kobel, and dared Argentina to break them down rather than around them. More possession, less room. Messi could get the ball outside the box, but the middle was locked. So Scaloni didn't ask for more effort, he asked for a different problem. Lautaro came on as a second penalty box body, Palacios freshened the legs and second ball fights, Almada brought the dribbling and shooting from tight spaces. Now Switzerland had two strikers pinning the backline and couldn't step up as easily whenever Messi or a midfielder got the ball outside the area. Argentina weren't rushing, they were just making Switzerland account for more players across the width of that box, over and over, until someone arrived half a step late. That someone showed up in the 111th minute. Alvarez, outside the area, curled one past Kobel. Not some intricate move, just the product of nearly 50 minutes of squeezing Switzerland deep enough that a shot like that became possible. The goal cracked the dam. Switzerland had to come out with 10 men, and suddenly the space Argentina had been hunting all night was just there. Almada forced the save in stoppage time. Lautaro finished the rebound, 3-1, minute 121. Scoreline says comfortable. Nothing about that match was comfortable. Extra time for the second time in 3 knockout games. Pushed by Cabo Verde, down 2 against Egypt, now 112 minutes needed against 10 men. 12 straight World Cup matches unbeaten, stretching back to that opening defeat to Saudi Arabia in 2022. And honestly, that difficulty is exactly what makes them dangerous. This isn't a team that needs the plan to survive first contact. When it breaks, Scaloni just builds a new one. Different bodies, different problems for the opponent, same result. And here's the part that should stop anyone taking this for granted. 8 years ago, this team couldn't solve anything.
Here's the bit nobody remembers correctly. Argentina's World Cup winning system wasn't cooked up in some pre-tournament lab. It was built out of necessity after their original plan got torched in Game 1. Saudi Arabia beating Argentina 2-1 on November 22, 2022 ended a 36-match unbeaten run and exposed the problem instantly. Messi's penalty gave them the lead, 3 goals got chalked off for offside, and Saudi Arabia's high line just kept stepping up and squeezing the life out of Argentina's early runs. 70% possession, 15 shots, and none of it mattered once Al-Shehri and Al-Dosari struck early in the second half. Argentina had the ball, Saudi Arabia had the game. Scaloni didn't blow it up, he edited it. 5 changes for Mexico. Montiel and Acuna at fullback, Lisandro Martínez into the backline, Guido Rodriguez in for Paredes, Mac Allister into midfield. Messi broke the deadlock in the 64th, Enzo came off the bench and curled in the second. That was it. Enzo started every match from Poland onward. Mac Allister never left the side again. Argentina rebuilt their midfield mid-tournament. Enzo gave them something Paredes couldn't. He could drop into the backline, sit alone at the base, or push forward, and nobody could just mark him out of the game. Mac Allister connected the build-up to the attack from the left half space. De Paul kept doing De Paul things, covering Messi's blindside, pressing, carrying the ball. 3 different skill sets, one coherent machine. Up top, Alvarez took Lautaro's spot, not for finishing, but for pressing. He hunted back passes, cut passing lanes, attacked depth the second Argentina won the ball. That's what let Messi stay in pockets where he actually decided things instead of chasing centre-backs. Round of 16 against Australia. The second goal came straight off Alvarez hounding the keeper and De Paul closing the outlet. Pure coordinated pressure, not a moment of individual magic. Quarter-final against the Netherlands. Van Gaal ran a 3-back all tournament, so Argentina matched with a 3-5-2. Lisandro, Romero, Otamendi at the back, Molina and Acuna as wingbacks. Messi split the Dutch line for Molina's opener. Then Van Gaal went direct, and suddenly Argentina were defending crosses and duels instead of patterns. Weghorst scored twice, including a rehearsed set-piece equaliser in the 101st. Argentina survived, won it on penalties. Adaptability doesn't guarantee control. Sometimes it just buys you extra time. Semi-final against Croatia. Instead of trying to out-midfield Modric, Brozovic and Kovacic with width, Scaloni went narrow. Paredes, Enzo, De Paul, Mac Allister inviting Croatia's fullbacks forward and leaving Messi and Alvarez to punish the space behind. Won 3-0 with 39% possession. Croatia had the ball, Argentina had the dangerous real estate. Then the final. Deschamps had Mbappe left, Dembele right, Griezmann floating behind Giroud. Scaloni's answer was twofold: choke Griezmann centrally and bring back Di Maria, not on his usual right, but wide left, directly at Koundé. The logic: if Dembele stayed high, Di Maria could isolate the fullback all day. If Dembele tracked back, France lost their outlet entirely. Penalty 1, converted by Messi in the 23rd. Then the second goal. Messi to Alvarez, Alvarez to Mac Allister into the left channel, first time cross, Di Maria finishes. 4 players, 1 sequence, 0 individual heroics required. By the 41st minute, Deschamps had already made 2 attacking subs. France hadn't managed a shot in the first half. Of course, nothing stays solved. France went direct late. Mbappe scored twice in 97 seconds. Messi restored the lead in extra time. Another penalty from Mbappe forced the shootout. And Argentina won it, not because the game plan lasted 120 minutes, because the team survived once it stopped working. That's the actual theme here. Scaloni believes in systems the way any serious coach does, but refuses to worship one. What he had to solve next was harder. Messi was 35, Di Maria and Otamendi were fading out, and he needed to start replacing the greatest player in the country's history before that player had even left. The 2024 Copa América answered that. Messi got hurt against Colombia in the final and left in the 66th minute at 0-0. No panic, Paredes won the ball, Lo Celso threaded it through, Lautaro, the tournament's top goal scorer with 5 goals, most of them off the bench, finished in the 112th minute. 3 substitutes, 0 Messi involvement, 1 more trophy. Argentina's 16th Copa América. By the numbers, 4 titles under Scaloni: Copa América 21, Finalissima 22, World Cup 22, Copa América 24. A 36-match unbeaten run, first team to beat Brazil in a home World Cup qualifier, Otamendi, Maracanã 2023, first South American side to qualify for 2026 with games to spare. Through the Switzerland win, that's 12 World Cup matches unbeaten and 6 from 6 at this tournament, chasing what only Brazil managed in 1962, back-to-back titles. Now it's England. Tuchel's side survived DRC, 10 men against Mexico and extra time against Norway. Bellingham and Kane have scored 12 of England's 13 goals here. Brutal concentration of output. If Romero follows Kane into midfield, Bellingham runs beyond him. If he doesn't, Kane turns freely. Enzo has to guard that pocket without opening the door for Bellingham's runs. Mac Allister and De Paul have to know exactly when to press and when to sit. Every previous opponent found a way to hurt Argentina. None found a way to make it stick. England's question now: can they?